But after 20 years, I go, okay, now I'm a master shaper. After 30 years, I go, okay, now I'm a master shaper. That meant 20, I wasn't a master shaper, I'm better now. Well, what is a master shaper? Someone who shapes good, whatever, pretty, aesthetics. After 40 years, I go, okay, now I'm a master shaper. So I'm going, okay, now it's been 50 years, now it's been 60 years. I'm going, I'm a master shaper, but next 10 years from now, I'll probably go, okay, I'm better. I keep learning.
Divot.
This episode is brought to you by Delve and Pulley.
Today, we're inside Pearson Aero Factory in Santa Cruz, California, where Bob Pearson has spent 6 decades shaping the boards that defined a surfing generation. From this workshop, Bob built the high-performance boards trusted by big wave legends like Laird Hamilton. He's crafted more than 100,000 boards, helping push the limits of what surfers believed was possible. He was also a close friend of Jay Moriarty, the surfer whose life inspired the movie Chasing Mavericks, and his craftsmanship shaped every board featured in the film. Over the years, Bob has become a guardian of the sport's origin. Today, inside this factory, Bob continues to shape Pearson Aero surfboards by hand, blending engineering, artistry, and a deep respect for the ocean. Hope you enjoy the conversation.
There's not enough minutes in the day to do everything I want to do. I work 7 days a week. I usually get up at 5 and I'm in here by 6, and usually I'm out of here 1 or 2. If I'm lucky, I don't work Christmas, so I take that day off.
That's the only day, 364 days a year?
Lately, that's my schedule. But, but it's busy, but I know where everything is. Like all these papers here and all these papers, I know exactly what's there. It's my homework. It's what I got to do. When you're going to school, you always go, geez, I got homework. I feel I've got this homework issue I got to get done and take care of.
Does anybody else know, or is it all trapped inside your brain?
Oh no, I've got guys that help me, and
they kind of
help me make the mess, help me take care of the stuff. And I have office workers and stuff, and yeah, I get a good team. We got a 5,000 square foot factory here, and we make a lot of boards. I've made well over 100,000 boards. I started in 1964.
How'd you get started?
My brother took me surfing, and I absolutely love it. He took me to a surf spot that's not a surf spot. I didn't know it anyway. People don't surf there. It's a crappy wave, little wave. I loved it. I couldn't believe how cool it was. And so I wanted to do it again. I found out there was places to go surf that were even better. And I just got so hooked into surfing where I wanted to do it every minute of the day, every day. And yeah.
Do you still have that same feeling today that you had then? Is it different? Is it deeper? Is it?
No, I want to go surf today.
Yeah.
I want to go surf tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. I'm as passionate as I ever was surfing. I'm way more involved though. Just from the beginning, my brother took me. I didn't have a surfboard, so instantly I wanted a board.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go with all my buddies, and I wrote all their boards, and I'm pretty analytical. I wanted to figure out why does his board turn so good, and why is this board nose ride so good, and maybe I can put his nose on this tail and this. And so I really got into the hydrodynamics, the science, the physics of it, trying to figure out what worked. And I finally drew up like 12 pages of notes, calipers, rail contours, everything this, and took it to a shaper. Make me this. This is going to work. And he got mad at me, told me I didn't know what I was doing. That he's the master shaper, and talked me into getting one of his boards. So I didn't have any money. Anyway, I scraped it up and bought the board, went out at Pleasure Point. It was 10, 15 foot, pre-leashes, no leashes. And the board was crap. It just didn't surf.
Yeah.
And after 7, 8 waves, I wiped out. Out of control, board went in the rocks and got destroyed. So I started shaping. And I shaped a board for myself. Then my friend liked it. He liked it. His friend. Next thing you know, got a little business going. It wasn't intentional. It was just, I didn't want to shape. I wanted the good shaper to shape it, but he didn't want to.
Was it just out of this need that you have? Did you go to school? Did you just sort of figure it out as you went and talk to people and tried things and iterated?
Well, it's real logical surfboard design. A lot of people don't think, but the wider you go on a board, the more stable.
Yeah.
It makes sense. The longer the board you go, the better it's going to paddle. And then there's holes. You have a displacement hole or a flat, a planing hole. Planing is good for planing once you're moving 8 miles an hour or more, but for paddling, catching a wave, a displacement is good. But a displacement is tippy, not stable. So if you want stable, then you go like this. And the wider the board, the more stable it is, and the more hold your weight. You can't on a nose ride, you can't get on a narrow nose, you'd sink it. So you get a wide nose. And the more rocker you have, the better the board does this, but it doesn't paddle very good. So you lower your entry, now it goes faster. And so there's basic hydrodynamics that make all the sense in the world. I'm looking at my friend's board and I go, this one nose is really good. Why is this different than mine? That's a real wide nose. And it's logical. So you put all that together, and then it gets very complex, but designing boards for bigger waves, smaller waves, and like that.
How many variations can you have on a board design?
Oh, Jesus. 100 easy. You got your whole entry in your rocker. That's the rocker of the board, and you have a rocker like this. And the more you lift it up, the less you purl. The nose goes under, which is good. But now it doesn't paddle good. You lower it, now it paddles better. Put a displacement hole, it paddles better. Put a concave, it nose rides better. What do you want? I want a nose ride. Okay, then do this, do this. It's a real individual thing. What are you doing? I'm riding 1 to 2 foot waves, all I want to do is nose ride. I'm riding 8 foot waves, all I want to do is turn. I don't want a nose ride. I want my tail to slide on. I want this, I want this. And so you design it. And the more you kick up the tail, the easier the board turns. It knifes in, it turns in better, which helps your purling. So you can lower this so it paddles really good, kick this up. You still got the rocker, but it turns a lot better. Who you are, what you want, you design the board for that. And I'm making a bigger variety of boards than anybody. We do little 5-foot boards up to 19-foot race boards for Jamie Mitchell. He won Molokai on his prone paddle boards 10 years in a row. We do stand-up boards, Alert Hamilton stand-up boards, and Josh Moore longboards, Jay Moriarty guns, and just, yeah.
You're talking about surfers that are older guys. You're talking about younger guys. Why have they all gravitated towards? Is it this kind of attention to detail, or the collaboration they have in making it with you? Why do people like to work with you?
I have a high success rate of getting people on a board they like. And the reason for that, we sit down and we talk. What do you weigh? Where do you surf? What do you want to do? What do you have now? How does the board you have now paddle you? You want better paddle? Yeah. No, you want better turn? Okay, you want to ride bigger waves better, and right now on your small board, you're going like that, so you got to reduce your planing area. You're skipping too much. You deal with the bottom curve. You deal with the rails, the thickness, the foil, the fin. There's so many things that you got to do to a board. After all that, you can put single concaves in, or double concaves, or reversed V, or your rails. You can tuck those under more so it rolls over here. Put a hard edge. Water releases off of a right angle better. A right angle. So that's a hard right angle. It releases better. So if the water's releasing, the board is releasing, which is faster. So you want to go fast. You put really hard edges on the board. The harder the edge, the better. And so we have a technique where we get really hard edges on the board. It's labor intensive, but we really get hard edges on the board. The lighter you go, the better the board floats. It carries better, floats better, paddles faster, catches the waves better, accelerates better, changes direction better because inertia momentum. You got a heavy object going in one direction. A heavy object wants to continue in the same direction. A light board will turn it. So if you go light, you really gain maneuverability. But heavy is good for stability. A light board and really bumpy chops are just bouncing all around like this, and you need more control, so you make it a little heavy and design it. There's just on and on and on. So many things you can do to a board to make it a little bit better, a little bit better. And usually I look at what my customer's riding, and I ask a million questions about that board. How does it float you? How does it paddle you? How does it turn? What size waves you're riding in? What's your ability? You regular foot or goofy foot? What do you weigh? And so many questions, and they ask questions. Okay, what about this? Then we get into materials. You want polyurethane foam, EPS, expanded polystyrofoam. Glass, you want S-glass, K-glass, warp glass, direct size glass. Do you want carbon fiber, Technor, Aramid, Kevlar? What do you want for strength? And there's so many things you can do just in the glass.
So when these world-class surfers come to you, they're not saying, hey, Bob, do this and this for me, and like just ship it to my house on the North Shore. They're coming in and it's a collaboration. It's a, hey, this is what's been working for me lately. This is what hasn't. And then you kind of say, hey, this is what I've seen. This is how we've tried this, how we solved this problem. Is it usually like that?
If they can come in here and bring their board, that's good. If I made the board, then I just pull my records. I know what I make, and I pull my order form, and it says exactly what I did, what foam I used, everything. Yeah. But if it's a board I didn't make, then I ask them questions about it. And many times I'll measure what they think it is, and it's different. They think it's 8 foot, and then it's 8 foot 3 inches. It's the thickness. I measure the rocker, everything. Then I know what they're writing.
Yeah.
Once I know what they're writing, then I want their opinion of it. Oh, this board is perfect. I rate it 10 out of 10. Then I duplicate that board. They say I rate it a 9. I just wish it'd turn a little better. Okay, what size waves you write in? What do you weigh? Okay, then this is the shape, design, and the power of the wave. Okay, then there's different things you do to make a board turn better. You can pull the template in a bit better, less parallel, and it'll turn better. A little more tail kick will turn better. Just different things you can do working with your fins. You got a pivot fin or a rake fin. You can tweak that fin a bit, placement of that fin, the cant of the fin, the foil of the fin. And just the fin, there's so many things you do to a different fin, that changes dramatically the cause effect. So, wow, I see what this guy needs. The best way to achieve this is this. You shape a certain design in a board. That helps this, but also hurts some. Everything you do has a positive and negative.
How so?
The thinner the board, the lower center of gravity. Lower center of gravity, you really feel that. Boards are less boaty. All my writers, their favorite board of all time was the thinnest one ever made them. But the problem with thin is they break. So there's the negative of it. Thin, 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 better, 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 now it breaks. That's not so good. So you go a little bit thicker. Yeah, or you put a T-band stringer in there, or S-glass, warp glass, or different types of glass, different things you can do for structural strength.
How many years of shaping boards did it take where you felt like I'm an expert in this?
After a few years, I understood basic hydrodynamics and how they apply to surfboard pretty well. It's just real logical.
Yeah.
Real logical. But after 20 years, I go, okay, now I'm a master shaper. After 30 years, I go, okay, now I'm a master shaper. That meant 20, I wasn't a master shaper, I'm better now. Well, what is a master shaper? Someone who shapes good, whatever, pretty, aesthetics. After 40 years, I go, okay, now I'm a master shaper. So I'm going, okay, now it's been 50 years, now it's been 60 years. I'm going, I'm a master shaper, but next 10 years from now, I'll probably go, okay, I'm better. I keep learning. What really amazes me lately is what I've learned as far as the cause-effect of thickness on the rails versus thick rails, pontoons, corky, stability, good, thin, sensitive, better, turn. So this is better for turning, this is better for stability. A guy's a beginner, you make him a big pontoon, wide, stable, heavy board, the sidewalk, he can stand on the sidewalk. I love this thing. Success. A guy's a high-performance competitive surfer, you go light, you go just that size wave the contest is going to be for, This contest is at Malibu, this contest is at Sunset, this contest is at Waimea.
Totally different specifications, different thickness of board.
Different, yeah.
Different curvature, maybe totally different fin.
For like Sunset, Waimea, Nazare, Jaws, big waves, we make guns, the typical guys riding a 9/8 to 10 foot on the big days. And they're long boards, a real narrow nose. We try to get these lower the entry so they paddle fast, kick up the tail so they knife in, bladey tail so they don't plane too much. Yeah. And you design it for that wave. We for Mavericks, we shape a board a certain way for the majority of people. It's for Jaws, a little different. Jaws more blowy, more wind, more bounce, so we shape it different. 6
decades into doing this, what makes you still so curious to keep learning? Because you could easily rest on what you've learned and probably still make amazing boards, but you see this kind of growth mindset in you of like, you're still trying to find, I don't know if it's the perfect board or whatever is the next iteration of the perfect board. How have you trained yourself to keep searching for that all these years later?
You give a guy a board, and after a few weeks, you call it, how do you like the board? I love it. Okay, rate it on a 1 to 10, an 8. Okay, that's what he means by love. Oh, it's a 9. Okay, it's a 10. That all matters. And I'm not satisfied if he says it's a 9.5. I go, that's good, but come back in here, let's solve this problem. And so we sit down, we go, okay, I like this board to pedal better. I like this board to turn tighter. I just want this board to bounce more. I want more drive off the bottom. It turns tight as hell. I want more drive. Okay, then we do the features that add drive.
But if a surfer says, hey, this is a 10 board, can't you just make that over and over again?
The typical surfer will get a board, and if it's shaped right and everything, you go, I love this board. This is magic. After a few months, that magic wears off. He gets a board, he does a certain maneuver that he just blows away and goes, this is insane. I love this. This board's magic. Big roundhouse, whatever it is, turns really vertical. After a while, 2, 3, 4 months, that guy is bored of that move. He wants something that's going to be a little different. So what you like one day changes. It's like your favorite dinner. You eat it night after night after night after night. Pretty soon you're going to go, that's not my favorite dinner anymore. I think I want this. It's the same thing as a surfboard. It grows old, grows tired, now I want something else. So everybody's always changing. And to stay on top of that change is important. Okay, what do you want now? I want more drive. Okay, you lower the entry, give them more rake fins, you dead next thing, yeah, there's my drive. I love this thing, I rated 10. 2, 3, 4, 5 months later, yeah, you keep adjusting it.
We're sort of in the shadow of Mavericks, kind of up the road a little bit. When was the first time you went there, surfed there? How did that become this sort of iconic surf spot that everyone around the world knows?
I love riding small waves. I love riding big waves. I love to ride a variety. I love going to my home break where all my friends are and surf with them. I love getting by myself with a couple of friends. And I've paddled out. I found spots that years ago that no one ever surfed. And Santa Cruz coast area, there's a lot of spaces where people haven't surfed. And I found some fun waves, some good waves. And Mavericks, I had a few friends who were surfing that, not on a regular basis, not really charging it, but surviving it through the years. And at one point, all of a sudden, it became a spot to surf due to just people wanted to get a different place, and it was a nice bigger wave. It held a bigger wave, and it was more exotic. So let's go surf it. So it grew in popularity. Okay, let's go surf Mavericks. Let's go surf Mavericks. Okay, there it is. So we'd go surf Mavericks, and I had a lot of friends who surfed a lot. I surfed a little.
Is it sad to you that it like kind of got commercialized? It went from being this kind of hidden thing that people have to like now everybody knows about it, or is that okay?
I think it's better.
Yeah, it's better.
You know,
Why?
I leave here and I go by along. I live around the ocean there. On the west side, I'll leave work, drive by the lane, and I'll look out at Cal's, and I'll see 200 people out there, and I'll have a friend in the car, and my friend will go, ugh. And I look at 200 people, and there's more people having fun. I think that's better. You know, if I just thought of myself, I'd go, hey, wish everyone would go back over the hill and get away. This is my surf spot. My brain doesn't go like that. I look at there and I go, look at all the people having fun. What a great day. And so more people riding Mavericks, having a good, I think it's a good thing. It's good. There's still plenty of ways for everybody. You want to go get it, you get it. There's days you can go up there by yourself and have it with a few people, you know.
The movie Chasing Mavericks is really features all of your boards. All those riders are riding your boards. Even at one point in the movie, you know, the main characters come to your shop and get boards. Where did you meet Jay Moriarty, and tell us a little bit about him?
Frosty, I grew up with Frosty. I swam with him, played water polo with him. And Frosty lives here on the east side, surfs Pleasant Point a lot. I live on the west side, surf the lane every day. And he came to me. We had a big team. We have internationally. I have team riders in Hawaii, team riders in Japan. Anyway, he comes and goes, Bob, we had to get this young kid on the team. Bring him in. So we brought him in. Jay walked in here. He was 10 years old. He had the biggest grin on his face. His eyes were lit up as if he's seeing Santa Claus. He was passionate about it, excited about it. You know, you see a dog wagging his tail. I mean, Jay's tail was just wagging so hard. He was so excited to be there, which stoked me. You hang around with somebody who's having a good time and enjoying themselves, someone who's positive, your life is good.
Yeah, it's infectious.
Anyway, we sat down and he said he wanted to be on the team, and so I started designing on boards. And he he always wanted to improve and get better. So he kept working on it, getting better paddling, getting better surfing, riding bigger waves. He wanted to ride everything too. He wanted to ride shortboards, longboards, eggs, hybrids. He wanted to go in the ocean play. No ways he was out there diving and swimming. He loved the ocean, always wanted to be in it. Was go, go, go. Let's big old green like this. Just hanging around with Jay was awesome. Just, this guy is cool. He always come in, Bob, let's. Yeah, I do wagging a tail. Let's go, you know. So I love Jay, love who he was. He started surfing really good, getting better and better, and he wanted to ride big waves. And so Frosty took him up there, you know, chasing Mavericks, and introduced him to big waves. And Frosty said, the only way you're going to go up there is see if you train hard. I'm not taking you up there unless I know you're capable. I want to see you be
all that's true. That's all in the movie. That's the whole story of the movie. But
Frosty,
all that's
I want
true.
to see you can hold your breath for this long. I want to see you with the right attitude up there, the approach is this. I want to see you, and Jay trained. He trained like an animal. Frosty was a little bit overboard, made him train. But Jay loved training, loved holding his breath, loved doing all this. And Jay ended up surfing on a regular basis up there. One day, Jay goes, Bob, let's go to the Mavericks. It's going to be good tomorrow. And I go, I think it's going to be blown out. No, it's going to be good. So anyway, he liked to go up there and be there an hour and a half before the sun came up. And
why?
What for? And he goes, I'd like to get ready. All right. So we went up there.
What time do you have to leave here to get up there an hour and a half before the sun comes
up? I can't remember.
4 or 5? I mean.
Yeah, it depends when it's winter, and so what time's the sun come up? It came up at 7 o'clock, so yeah, we'd leave here at 4 for sure. And so we're leaving real early, and I like sleep.
Yeah.
I like surfing, I like sleep, I like to do it both. So anyway, he wanted to do it, so we did it, and we pulled into the parking lot. We're the first ones there, and I'm looking, I go, we can't paddle out for an hour and a half. And Jay's wagging his tail, excited as hell. And that excitement, next thing I'm wagging my tail, I'm excited as hell. I'm just feeling good, the anticipation of going out there paddling and riding a wave. The excitement was just insane. That anticipation, that excitement is life. That's as good as riding any damn wave. Next thing you know, another guy came up, another time. Next thing there's about 6 of us, all going to go ride Mavericks, and we're sitting waxing our board, get our wits on, talk to each other. And all of us are excited as hell. That camaraderie, that feeling of that group was intense. And I'm going, I love that I got here early. I love that I'm experiencing this. And we all walked out there together. And it was like real friends doing something very special that we're going to be having a lot of fun right now. And that was amazing. We paddling out. The excitement of paddling out was just through the roof. Just paddling was good. Walking was good. Showing up was good. We got out there, we'd ride waves. We'd laugh, we hoot, we holler, we whatever. We come in, then we go to lunch. And we're all to lunch laughing at each other's Wipeout. Oh, that was heavy. That was insane. This and this. And eating lunch. The drive up there, the drive home. The whole thing is...
The journey of the whole thing.
The journey is the whole thing. People go, okay, what's surfing about? Oh, riding the wave. It's way more than just riding the wave. And it's that interaction. Some people are just lone surfers. They like to surf themselves and just focus on that. But most people like a group. And if you go up there with a group of really good friends who care about you, who try hard, who surf good, who push the limits, and you're out there, and the expression on their face, Jay would be taken off for a big wave, and he'd be smiling, which relaxed me. You know, this is intense. Rather than going intense, worried, he's smiling, he's grinning. And I go, this is fun. I'm relaxed. And next thing you're surfing, and Jay, that's the way Jay lived his life. He was so positive. Always made you feel good. So much respect. So mature. You hang out with him, next thing you know, you give respect. You're having a good time. Your life is positive.
He's making you better.
This. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just, yeah.
I find that there are certain people that are like this that are just, it almost, when you first meet them, you think, this has got to be fake. Who can sustain this kind of positivity and energy for this long? And then the more time you spend with them, it's like, no, this is totally authentic and real. And there are people like that I have in my life that I kind of force myself to be around them. Sometimes it's just like, I had this personal trainer a few years ago, and he's like the most positive. You would meet him, you'd be like, this guy, this is so fake. No, he's always like this 100% of the time. He's so authentic, and he's like just happy to be alive, and he's always seeing the good in things. And I was like, I gotta just spend an hour a day with this guy. Just like, okay, we're working out, and that's good, but actually, like, I'm getting more out of just being around him and feeding off his energy, and like that's kind of getting me to then be I'm not a 120% of positivity all the time, but I can at least be like 80 or 90 maybe the rest of the day when I'm not around him. And it's a unique gift, and it's something with the energy, or I don't know what.
Derek, that's what life is all about. This person you're talking about, and Jay, just made my life better.
Yeah.
And when I was with him, I enjoyed myself. So I strive to be with him and strive to be with people like him, strive to live like him, pass that on, do that whole thing. It just makes life so much better.
There's this shot of him, very, very famous shot of him kind of cresting over the wave, and he, I think a wind gust caught him, and it's like, it's your board right there, and it's his arms. And it's one of the most iconic, shots ever taken on the ocean. But to see your friend, and then to see this incredible thing that you've built and honed in over these decades. What is
Bob
it?
Barber called me, and I didn't make a Mavs that day. Bob was out there filming, and Bob called me up and goes, "Bob, I got my best photo of all time. They're going to put it in the cover of the magazine. It's intense. You cannot believe how good this is." And Bob, pretty low-key, not excited so much, was just blown away, excited. I can't believe it. Anyway, then I heard about it from this guy, and everyone calls. We got the coconut phone. We all talk to each other, and I heard Jay had the worst wipeout ever, and it's on film, and he's alive. It's okay, and Bob's got the photo. Anyway, I saw the photo, and what happens is, when you have a big wave coming like this, it's replacing air, and the air basically is going up the face. So as this air comes up the face, and your board's like this, if you have too much nose kick, you don't pearl, too much nose kick, wind gets underneath it. If wind gets underneath it, it lifts the board up. Now you're not dropping in, you're getting held up there. And so he was like this, and it got steeper, steeper, steeper. Now there's a lot of wind. He's here, and he's got to drop in. Wind gets under, so his board goes like this and pushes him back. And now the board is facing like this. He's here, standing on his board and it's going like this, and you see his arms out the other side. So my logo there is perfect. It's like this. But I look at that, and that's the worst position you want to be in. You don't want to be near your board. You don't want to be at the lip. And you get pile driven, and that was a big wave. That was an intense wipeout, and that's heavy. And so seeing that, I go, "Bob, what a great photo. Jay, you're in the wrong place," and it really concerns me. That's when that gives you the creeps. You go, that was too heavy. That was too big, too much. But Jay was going for it, and he probably had a smile on his face at the other end, going, "Wow, this is crazy." But what a shot, what a wipeout. And that was in the Chasing Mavericks movie. That was a heavy wipeout. That's when you're out there on the boat with all your friends surfing or whatever. You come in this and you see a wipeout. I was on a boat.
What happens when that happens? When you see a friend wipe out in a really,
we're in a contest, and there was about 9-10 pros on this one boat. We're all coming to the boat and go and Jamie Mitchell, a team rider of mine, took this insane wipeout, and all of the guys never seen a lot of wipeouts, but all of us realized it was bad, and we all just were very concerned. It wasn't like, "Whoa, that was bad," or "Woo, they did that." It was like, "Is he okay?" Yeah. Anyway, he came up out of the water, broke his board, swam over to the boat, got in his boat, and he's kind of hurting a bit, and like this, he goes, "I'll take out the 9.8. His other 9.8 was there. So he reaches, and we're all looking at each other, and he went back out there and did it again.
Wow.
Another bad wipeout. Broke that board. Now he could hardly walk, and his arms are like this. He came on in, and he's looking he had like 3 boards. He goes, "I'll take my last board out," and went back out there and did it again. But we sit on the boat, and we see those bad wipeouts. It turns our We hate it. It turns the stomach. It's just here's your buddy taking a serious wipeout, and you don't know if he's going to pull this one off in life or not. Some of the things are really bad where you go, "That was bad. He's guaranteed broken," or whatever, and it's heavy watching that, and it takes the fun out of the seriousness and kind of the wind out of your sails and stuff like that.
Have you seen people take huge falls and just say, "I'm never going to surf again," and just
guys have had bad wipeouts, and stuff. I've been knocked out a few times by my board. I hit a cliff one knock time. I suffered amnesia. I damn near broke my neck in Australia and it paralyzed me for a bit. And, but I love surfing. And, several years ago, I hurt my back really bad and I couldn't surf a year and a half. And I was having issues. A buddy of mine thought I was ready and he forced me to get in the water, and I had an attitude I wasn't ready, but I was going to prove to him I wasn't ready, but he forced me in. Good friend. And I was able to paddle out. He carried my board, set me down on board, and I paddled out. And I was out in the water, not to surf, but to be in the water. And buddies were out there. Yeah, Bob! They see me out there, stoked to see me out there, and this and this. Next thing you know, I turned to my friend. I go, I was mad at him for making me do this. I turned to my friend, thanks for doing this. He took care of me, got me in the water. Next thing I'm having tears going, I don't need to surf. I don't need to rip. I do need to get in the water. And it surprised the hell out of me how comfortable and how happy I was just getting in the water. Is this whole thing of what is surfing about? Primarily getting in the water, splashing around, just feeling that. Going out there with your friends, getting exercise, breathing the salt water. Just then if you can catch a wave, and if you can stand up, and if you can ride it, even better. It makes it that much more better.
Hearing you speak about it, it makes me think it's about belonging. It's about getting closer to the earth, to nature. It's about getting closer to yourself and sort of you don't have your phone out there, you don't have your AirPods in, and it's about being part of a group of people and experiencing something with others. And I wonder, what impact surfing has had on your mental health over the years in a positive way of, when you're dealing with something hard or when life's getting tough, like you get outside, you get on a board, and you get out with your buddies, and and probably when you come in from the waves, you're feeling a lot better about how even the hard things you're dealing with.
Surfing has really helped my mental health as far as, we all go through problems in life, and to paddle out in the water with good friends, people who got your back, smiles, they're having a good time. Next thing you come in, life's not so bad. And you come in, that was actually, matter of fact, that was pretty fun. Matter of fact, I enjoy it. Matter of fact, I'm doing that tomorrow. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah, getting out there, and that goes for any exercise. You're going on a mountain bike or going snowboarding or whatever with a bunch of friends, and life's great. And you make it happen. I've got so many friends who phased out of surfing, just natural things. They hurt themselves, don't surf for a year. Next thing you know, now I'm out of shape, so I don't do it anymore. Now I got into doing this, and they phase out. And I think some people it's good, they phase out, but I think others who love the water so much and have such a rapport with their community out there, surfer community, I think it'd be good if they got their ass out in the water and got back into it with all their buddies. Yeah, then phase out. And it's easy to phase out, but I love it as much as I ever have, and I'm not in a mode of phasing out at all. I see me doing this for a long, long time. Yeah,
you said you work 7 days a week. Yeah. Have you always done that, or is that something that's evolved over time?
I love what I do. I sit down with customers who are excited, who can't wait to sit down and talk to me, and through communication, we design a board, and logically they see that, this board is going to be better. So now they're even more excited. And then they're very appreciative of my time with them, my capability, my knowledge, and they walk out of here and praise me and make me feel good. Then I go shape the board, they come pick it up, they're excited as hell, and I feel like Santa Claus. I do that every day. I'm a lucky person. I'm doing my craft that I love, enjoy doing. I enjoy doing the craft. I enjoy shaping it, looking at it, making it. Let alone the interaction of the people and get on the board, then go out there and surf in the water. And then every day I get photos of people riding big waves, doing big things, going, I love my board. I mean, I open my text and there it is, my emails and this and that. I want to order this, I want to get this on my boards, The feedback I get is amazing. It keeps me fired up, excited. I'm a lucky guy.
Why do you say you're a lucky guy?
I'm in a position where I'm able to do a craft. I got the physical body, the mind that is capable of doing this, and I got a factory to do it in. I got friends that help me build the boards, and I got a busy clientele that come in here, and my phone's ringing off all the time, and all day long, every day, I'm getting positive feedback, and doing what I want to do. And I love coloring the boards. I love crafting these boards and making the variety of different sizes. So it's just, yeah, I'm lucky, very lucky.
You don't seem to be your age. You sort of remind me of somebody that's closer to my age in terms of your energy. I'm in my, early 40s. And your product is one of the most sought after products in the world for solving this problem. And you are sort of at peak awareness of like still wanting to actively keep solving that problem in the best way possible. It's a really incredible thing to see, honestly, to see like the amount of energy and love and how much you're still pushing. And, it's like, I feel like I'm not working hard enough. I don't know if I could do 364 days a year, but I can do better than I'm doing for sure. That's infectious from just talking to you.
Well, I'm 77 years old, and a lot of people my age have phased out, but I don't feel any different as when I was 20 or 30, 40, 50, 60. I don't feel any different physically. I feel every bit as capable as back then. I'm a little stiffer, but I think that's because I don't. A good buddy of mine, Jerry Lopez, he does a lot of yoga and stretches out. I was somewhere at a trade show with him, and he goes, "Let's do some yoga." While we went back to the house, he started doing yoga, and he's like this, and I mean, I can hardly bend over. I'm stiff as hell, and I go, I can't do that. But I felt if I was to do some yoga and work out, I gain that flexibility back. So I don't think that's an age thing. Luckily with me, I think I've been lucky with my health. I've had my issues, I suffered amnesia there. I didn't know much.
What happened?
Board hit me in the head, knocked me out, and I woke up in guys' arms. They're carrying me. I was at
Where were you?
The lane. It was a small day, and the board hit me in the head, and I woke up in their arms. 5 guys are holding me, and I didn't like it, and I knew the language. So I said, let me down. As soon as they let me down, I looked around. I realized I didn't know anything. I was out of it. All right. And so I said, help me. So they got me up the stairs, the top of the stairs of the lane, and I had this wetsuit on. And my biggest problem in life at that moment was I didn't know what that was, and I wanted it off. I felt all my problems in life would be solved if I got this thing off. I go, take this off. They're telling me the story now. You take it off. They take it off and they put it on the ground. I stood away from it like, what the hell's that thing? And anyway, every hour more came back to me. Within a few weeks, it seemed like I was back to normal. But stuff like that concerns me. They say concussions, not good to get and things like that. And I've been knocked out a few times. I'm doing good.
You never drank too much salt water? It's not a problem?
I've had way too much water in my nose, my lungs, way too much, but I got through it. I heard sunset one day. There happened to be a lot of foam, so you come up in the water, but now there's like 3 feet of foam. And this is slowly popping so you could breathe. Anyway, I'm saying pretty soon I ran out, so I started sucking in the foam. Yeah, that wasn't so good. Yeah.
You've surfed all over the world. Where, if you could just teleport somewhere right now to surf, where would it be?
I lived in Australia for a few years, and I went to college, and I got my associate arts degree. Then I got my bachelor of science degree in biology and physical education and damn near philosophy. And then I got my California teacher credential. And Australia called me and said, come down here, we'd like you to teach. And I wasn't so interested because I had a trip planned to Mexico. And I go, where do you want me to teach? And they said, in Torquay. I go, Bells Beach. And I go, you want me to teach there? Yeah, and we'll fly you down here. We'll put you up here. We won't charge you tax. We'll pay you this. We'll take care of this. You take your student service for PE. Cool. So I moved to Australia for a few years and taught high school, took them surfing for PE. That was an incredible wave, Bells Beach. Just mind-blowing wave. I remember take off on some of those waves, 14 foot, and standing in front of me, I looking down the wall, and the canvas that I had to paint on, to surf on, was just mind-blowing. I couldn't believe how picturesque, how perfect, and I was on this wave looking. It just, a couple of times, it just stunned me to the point I didn't know what to do other than just stand there and just admire it. Such a perfect wave. that I had. There's a variety of things I could do. Should I hit the bottom? Should I hit the top? Should I just stand or what? They were just too perfect. It was amazing how good the way it was.
Some of the waves that I've seen in Australia are like it's like it's at the ranch. It's like a manufactured. It looks so perfect. It's like so long and it's hitting so consistently. And yeah, there's something about, I don't know, what if is it the currents? Is it this
Santa Cruz, in my opinion, has the best waves in the world.
Really? Why?
What do I mean by that? I think you can surf in Santa Cruz more days than I think anywhere in the world. In Hawaii, there's so many days it's blown out. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, it's blown out. Huntington Beach, down south, it gets blown out. Santa Cruz doesn't get blown out. The prevailing winds, the cliffs, the kelp, holding it all glassy, it's amazing how many days you can surf here. It's just amazing. And also in Australia, there's not one day that I went out there where I felt not concerned about sharks. I got kicked out of the water a lot by sharks there, a lot. There was like 3 times that I didn't think I'd make the beach, where I made the beach.
Did you see a fin, or did you see him?
A fin, and they're bumping me, and
they would hit you.
Yeah. I got the one. I was at Bell's, and I was way out there. It was a big day, and I sat on the beach for about 45 minutes before I could even make it out. There's a little lull that I went and made it out there.
Wow.
There's like 3 of us out. It was a big, ridiculous day. Not many. And I was way outside. And next thing, a big old fin came up, and it's surrounding me, and it's going around me, and I'm watching it. I wasn't paying attention to the waves. And I'm watching this fin next to this big old wave curled over on me. And I'm like this. By that, it was too late. So I remember grabbing my pre-leashes. There were no leashes back then. And I grabbed my board, hang on for life. And I couldn't hang on to it. It ripped it out, hurt me. Now I'm in the water.
Alone.
Along, way out there. And that shark, before the wave hit me, it was real close, getting closer, and it started going really fast, and it really wanted me. I could tell it wanted me. The fin was giant fin. And I remember turning to swim to the beach, and I'm going to the beach, confident I'm going to get hit. Feeling life is over with. I was confident I was going to get hit, and anyway, it's following me, I feel.
How far did you have to swim to get in?
100 yards. A little over 100 yards. Anyway, I made it to the beach, and there are a couple guys on the cliff, and they're shaking. They saw the whole thing. I'm laying in the sand, and I was blown away. I made it. Anyway, I got bumped before and knocked off the board, but I saw a lot of sharks. There's this place called Cactus you go to. It was 300 miles of dirt road from going to Victoria to WA, Western Australia. 300 miles of dirt road. Max speed was like 5 miles an hour. These dust pits and everything. Anyway, halfway through the Nullarbor Desert, I turned left, went to the ocean. Down in this place called Cactus, and not many people knew about it. And that turned out to be the great white breeding ground of the world. Great white breeding. But you
didn't know?
No, I heard there were sharks there.
Yeah.
But people didn't really know about it. But they say South Africa, that's where all the sharks are. They filmed that movie Blue Water White Death. They went to South Africa. They saw a few. They went to where I'm talking about. They're all over the place. We'd sit on the cliff and we'd see, 15 big sharks in the lineup. We'd wait till they'd go out, and there's no place to. It was hot, the desert, and they had these little caves on the beach. So it'd be hot. You get in the water, the sharks are there, so you go in these caves. In the caves, all kind of creatures in these little caves. I'm in there. Anyway, life was great. But we survived Cactus.
What was the sketchiest? Was it surf trip or surf? I mean, maybe it was that. Was it being with the sharks, or was it, different places you went, and when you were traveling around and surfing, was there crazy circumstances you were involved in?
Yeah, different things. You go to, I went to Bali in '73, and I stayed with a family in a little grass hut, and I slept on a mat. And
you were alone?
Actually,
surfing alone? Or?
Yeah, I went there by myself.
Yeah.
But Jerry Lopez and Roy Russell, they happened to be there same time. And so they were there, so us 3 went surfing. But it was pretty organic back then. And back then, the locals didn't surf because it was taboo. In other words, them in the ocean was taboo, so they didn't surf. And so we're the ones out there, and they'd watch us.
Did they like you surfing, or did they?
Oh, they loved us. They're keenly interested. Keenly interested. I got a motorbike and went exploring, and I'm down a dirt road, and all of a sudden I saw this one guy, and his teeth were all black from beetle nut, and he had a machete in his hand. And I'm sitting right here on my motorbike, and we're on a little path like this. And he smiles. I'm safe. And he took me to his little village here, and I'm in this little village way out down, and
Communicating with hand signals.
yeah, smiling. It was all good, and heartfelt smiles. Yeah, there was a respect there. Heartfelt smile. There was no danger, and I wasn't in danger to them. And they probably thought, I know I was the first white person I know that a lot of the little kids ever saw. They thought I was sicker than hell. Look at this guy sick, this white skin, and they touching my arm, the hair on my arm, they're touching this and this and this. But this guy who'd been there before told me about it, and he said, what you want to do is take some balloons. So I took some balloons, I blew these balloons up, gave them to the little kids, and they're blowing up these things. And the guy in the village, he pulled out a dirty glass, gave me a dirty glass, and he had his orange popped it, gave me, and we put this orange on it. Great experience. But I was heavy getting out there. Back then, you didn't want to wipe out because you didn't want to go to the doctors. Probably worse off if you go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And so if you hit the reef bad, then you got to kind of deal with it properly, not go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And there was concern about that. You're somewhere where you don't want to go to the hospital if you get hurt.
Right.
Okay, red flag, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
My friend, I was out there, a guy who edited Tracks magazine, he came at the end, and we went surfing this place called Kuta Reef. Halfway out, so long paddle out, he all of a sudden goes, ah, like that, like this. And he goes, I got bit. He thought by a sea snake. He had two little holes and this, and it got bit. So he wanted to see if he could make it to the beach before he died. And so I helped him. We make it to the beach. He gets on the beach. He kind of lays there just bummed. He's going to die. And he goes, maybe we make it back to the Losman thing. So anyway, we made it back there. And that night, he realized there are some snakes that are not venomous. And so he got two holes. He got bit by he thinks he saw it and everything by a sea snake. But the stuff like this, you're in danger,
Yeah. It's kind of what makes life rich, though. Those experiences and traveling and
Absolutely.
encountering weird things. And
yeah.
I mean, here you are all these years talking about this guy getting bit by a snake. It's like, I mean, that's part of the beauty of life.
That night, my friend who got bit down or died because he drank so much, he was partying and raging and go, I'm alive. He down here killed himself. Yeah. And he was laying there. And this time I moved out of that hut with the family, and I was in this little Losman. And he's laying there drunk. And I'm on bed in this thing with mosquito nets around me. 1,000 mosquitoes are trying to get me, and he's laying right there, just passed out drunk. No mosquito on him. Amazing.
They knew they're like, he's got something in him right now. We don't want
alcohol,
that.
we don't want any of that.
We don't want that poison. If I find myself in the water with an unruly surfer ready to go to blows, what is your best advice for winning a fight on a surfboard?
Don't fight. Get away.
Yeah.
Don't argue. The majority of people out there are having a good time. Every once in a while, you meet a hater. Haters there. Whether they're on the road, driving down the road, you go, God, that guy was a jerk. What a hater. What do you get into it with this crazy person? Fighting crazy? You don't find mess with crazy. Someone's crazy, someone's, well, let it go. Just ignore it, go home and play it smart, And if all of a sudden it's coming down, some guy's going off weird, let's just say, hey, sorry, man, I didn't mean to do this. I'll do this. I'll go in. I'll do da. That's, be smart. Don't fight.
That how you handle confrontation and things? You just kind of try.
No, I'm a kind of a guy of a principle. More of a principle.
I can tell.
I'm not smart. I know how to handle it. I just don't do what I know I should do. I just. But I don't get in fights. We have words. It works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like on the road, someone's driving bad. I think it's good to honk your horn and let them know that, hey, you're out of place. Some guy's out in the water and wrecking people surf and kind of bringing everybody down. And everybody wants to have a good time, get out, but there's one hater's out there. People need to come down on the hater and talk to them. You let it go, then they hate. And I think it's important for people to police themselves in society and speak up and say, hey, that's not right. That's not right. In everything, and say not right. Not let people say things and do things and let them get away with it, that it's anti-humanity, anti-respect stuff.
I know there's a lot of surfers you've mentored, spent time with, tried to help. You got a lot of people here that working for you over the years from all sorts of different backgrounds. How do you think about trying to help somebody become their best self? Well, what do you tell somebody that's struggling or down or, dealing with stuff to kind of figure it out and get back on the right track?
Yeah, it's a tough thing. I find myself, I'm a bit too sensitive to people's feelings, which is really good and really respectful. Sometimes I see people hurt, my friends hurt like this, and it makes me unhappy, and so I want to help. And so I find myself helping a lot of people one way or another, and it's usually communication and you talking through things and working through things. And usually it's about, okay, like we talked about, okay, let's go surfing. Let's go paddle out. Let's just go paddle out. Let's go walk on the beach. Let's go jump in the water. Let's. And you get through those down times. We have highs and lows, and it's and if you hang around with the right people, you have fewer lows, and it's handling things kind of logically. Hey, what good is this worrying doing? What good is this upset doing me? It's not doing any good. It's not doing it. Just get over it. Put a smile on your face. Make it happen. Make the best of it.
I've heard you say something like the best surfer is the one that's having the most fun.
Absolutely.
Tell me about that.
I got a couple buddies. Bill Romanowski, he's a 49 Raider, 4 Super Bar rings like this. Guy Kawasaki, they're so passionate about surfing, like Jay Moriarty. That Teagles wagon, that grin is from here to here. Let's go, have fun. You have fun with those guys. And when you go surf, bottom line is you want to go have fun and go, hey, that was a great session. I want to do it again. What enables that is if you're hanging around with the right people who are out there having the good time, not the guy who's mad the way he's surfing or mad about the crowd or mad about the conditions of the wave or mad about his board or mad, anger, mad at everybody. There's the barking dog, rough. Just get rid of the barking dog, the haters, stay away from them, avoid them. Hang around people who keep it positive. And I've seen these guys, just red hot surfers, go up and rip the hell off of a wave and just rip it apart with an attitude of anger. Where's that? Barney, a good buddy named Barney, he would be coming off the cliffs at the lane. And right then I'd go, oh, we're about to have a good time. Because Barney would go out there, a bigger smile on his face than anybody, and just do the craziest things and laugh at us so everybody's having a good time. Guy Kawasaki loves it, loves surfing. Bill Romo, he just loves surfing. He'd be out there surfing, we'd catch a wave. He couldn't help but holler and hoot and the whole wave. And so you're laughing your ass off watching this guy enjoy it so much. The best surfer is the guy that has the most fun. That's the one we can learn from. You go, hey, that guy's good. I'm smiling. I'm enjoying this guy. Therefore, my session's better. Why? Because he's a better surfer. Better what? He's having more fun. That's who we learn from. That's who we want to be with. And, the red hot guy goes out there and rips the hell out of part. The guy goes, oh, he's red hot. Yeah, but that's a jerk. Here comes Barney down the cliff, or here goes, now we're going to have fun. These are the guys that have fun. These are the guys that people appreciate. The good people in life, whatever you're doing.
Outside of family, who's the person you most admire in the world?
Who I admire most? The people that through their own action demonstrate a good way to live with a big smile on their face. In the water, out of the water. The people who make your life better. The people who make life better by meeting them, by shaking the hands, by the grin, by the greeting, by the, hey, this guy, the self-respect, the respect of others, the actions. It's good time people, positive people, respectful people, passionate people exciting. You know, like Guy, he's passionate about what he's doing, and what is he doing tomorrow? He's doing a lot tomorrow. He's doing this, he's going surfing, he's doing this and this, and he's producing. He's making things happen. He's innovative. He's keeping things fresh. He's moving along, not stagnating, not stale, not boring, not hating. Positive, energetic people. So I am more appreciative of the positive, energetic people in my life. And there's a lot of them.
If you could implant one idea into everyone in the world, what would it be?
I think people need to aggressively try to make themselves happy by putting a smile on their face, not letting all the little things get to them so much, not believing all the misinformation out there. It's amazing how much misinformation is out there and how many people believe in this. They hear this, the one side, the narrative. This people hears this one side narrative. They haven't listened to the whole story. They know the story, yet they're adamant about it. This is right. And they don't know the whole story. And they're confident they're right, and they're confident they're right. They can't be right, and they can't be right. Someone's wrong here, and I think the majority of people, there's so much misinformation out there. The majority of people are getting misinformation, running around with attitudes and not knowing what's going on. And our society kind of allows that, and I think it's getting more aggressively worse, especially in the politics and stuff. Whereas, hey, let's get along. Let's work this out. Let's not lie to each other. Not let exaggerate our opinions for our narrative. Be truthful to each other. Be understanding of each other. Ready to communicate openly.
What's the hardest thing you've ever accomplished?
I put my mind in the right place to handle all the issues I deal with. And is it hard? No, it's all very logical. Deal with this way, put a smile on your face, and don't make a big mountain out of a molehill. And it's the hardest thing I've ever accomplished with this. You know, the death of my parents was pretty damn overwhelming. The death of some of my very close friends was pretty overwhelming. And I find myself getting a bit anger. And then, okay, what good is that doing me? And who the hell do I get angry at? And what good does that do? It doesn't do any good. And so, you know, look at it as a positive thing. You know, I had great parents, for example, and they had great lives, and that makes me feel good, and that's where I put my head.
What's something special you can tell me about your parents?
Well, they're great people. They cared for everybody, wanted to live a good life, aggressively tried to live a good life, a respectful life, an honest life, tried to treat people good, were respectful of everybody, and tried to fit in society and make it work. They did a good job of all of that. They set a high standard, you know, and made me more of aware, you know. It's my daughter too. I mean, like I found out I was having a daughter, and I thought, oh my God, I'm having a girl. That means when she's 16, 17, I'll be in jail because I killed a guy, and she's going to hate me. And I was seriously worried about that, you know, just knowing people, knowing what's going on. And I'm somewhat intolerant to a certain extent on certain things, a person of principle and stuff. And anyway, she is an amazing person. I am so impressed with her. And all I hear is what a great person she is. She went to school and she set high standards, set records in swimming, and she got her master's in discovered species and named a couple after me. And she's teaching at UCSC now, and she's teaching at Cabrillo, and all I hear, what a great, wonderful person she is. I'm proud of hell of that. And her accomplishments, yes, but more importantly, she's a wonderful person, a nice person. I go, that's unreal. And I hang out with her. She's a good friend. We go surf together. We do this together. And
amazing.
She's fun. She's good to be with. We enjoy each other's company, and she makes my life better. Not because she achieved all these things, but because she's a good person. That's what I'm most proud of, is just like a Jay Moriarty, you know, and knowing Guy Kawasaki and these people. I love hanging around good people. I put myself near good people to make me feel better, and it helps me in my life. I'm grateful to these people who set us standards and teach me. So,
What's your best advice for overcoming hard things?
overcoming hard things, put things in perspective. Look at, not what you don't have, what your problem is. Look what you have. Look what you had. Look what's around you. And make it better. Improve it. Put your head in the right place. Handle it right. It's easy to be sad and get carried away with that. It's also easy to say, put your head in and say, hey, you know what? I'm tired of being bummed. I'm going to put a smile on my face. Then you put a smile on your face. Okay, I'm going to keep this smile on my face. What will help keep my smile on my face? Then you go do that thing, whether it's a jump in the water or go have a nice dinner or whatever you want to do. Just go out for a bike ride and exercise and just feel it, get your heart going again, down to some push-ups and go, this is good. Jump in a nice freezing cold ice bath and exciting and I can't wait to jump in the hot tub. Okay, hey, you do that. And when you jump in an ice bath, 42 degrees, it's overwhelming. It's hard to think about anything. It's hard to be depressed. It's hard. So you jump in a hot tub and go, how wonderful this feels. So you do this counter-irritant type of thing. And all of a sudden you go, life's great. I'm getting nice and warm now, and make it happen.
Accomplishment you're most proud of?
I'm proud the way that my approach to life. I seem to be, I hope that I'm logical. I know that I'm happy. I'm proud that I'm happy. And I think I put myself in this position that's keeping me happy. And I'm proud that I see what is best for me and I go about achieving that.
If you die and you meet God, what do you hope he says to you?
I hope he opens his arms and goes, welcome. And I'm going to go, I made it. And then I'm going to say, hey, thank you. Let's do it again.
Love it. And finally, what's the mark you want to leave on the world?
Through life, I've had a bunch of guys who are great people who set high standards of living and make people feel better. I'd like to be one of those people.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for having
Derek.
me.
Divot.
On next week's episode.
People should have higher aspirations than being the next anybody. They should be the first of themselves, not the next Steve Jobs or the next Elon Musk. Yeah, I mean, you gotta find your own calling there.